So, culture swap. Swap my culture.
Way.
This week, we agreed to do Season 2 of Daredevil, because we figured, hey, we're going to be watching it anyway. Why not?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So should we start with spoiler-free, and then we'll get into spoilers?
Yeah, we'll do our little spoiler-free section, then we'll give everyone a warning.
Yeah, alright. So, one sentence, spoiler-free? What do you think?
Spoiler-free, it was really good, I think. As good, if not better than the first series.
I would say marginally better than the first series, and that's my sentence.
No, very good.
Thank you. Now, there's going to be spoilers.
Yeah, we're going to do some spoilers, guys. It's, as usual, we're going to talk about what happened, and we're going to spoil it. So if you haven't watched Daredevil Series 2 yet, and you want to, just turn the podcast off. You don't have to not come back. We'd like you to come back, but after you've watched all of it.
Because there are some things that, if it had been spoiled for me, I'd have been fucking livid.
Yeah, it would genuinely... Yeah, seriously, guys. Go and watch this, and then come back. And if you haven't watched Series 1, go watch that as well.
Yeah, this is not a good jumping in point.
No.
Watch Series 1 first, and then watch this.
Do Series 1, 2, then Nerd on Nerd, Episode 10.
Yes. And, I mean, that should keep you busy for a good couple of days.
Yeah.
Don't bother tweeting us your thoughts on it by that point now.
No, they can. We can catch up next week if people write in about the stuff we talk about this week.
Oh, they won't.
No, but if they do, that's what we'll do. That's the whole point. They can't write in... Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So, Daredevil, Jack.
Super, super good, right?
Spoilers. It was...
The Punisher turns out to be a kitten.
Shit. It was good. I will say that. I had some issues with it.
Yeah, go on. What were your issues?
Well, no, I'd rather start with the good first.
No, but don't we want to end on the good?
We'll sandwich it. We'll do a shit sandwich. We'll do good, bad, good.
Okay.
It felt to me like a show of two halves, where the first half dealt a lot more with the Punisher, and then by about the halfway point, he takes a backseat, and a load of stuff comes up to deal with the hand, which I think was briefly alluded to in Season 1.
Yes, they are mentioned in Series 1. He fights someone from the hand in Series 1.
Yeah, he does, and kills them. Or does he?
Well, oh my god.
I honestly didn't give a shit about any of the hand stuff. That whole mythology
I don't mind the
around
hand
it,
stuff.
I just didn't care. And there were moments that were interesting, but then they weren't explained, and I really struggled to care with the hand stuff. I really did. And so the other big thing, so this season was going to introduce Punisher and Elektra. That was how they marketed it.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed with Elektra.
Yeah, what disappointed you about her?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't read any of the comics. I've only seen the Ben Affleck movie, and I always thought Elektra, I knew they were exes because that's mentioned in Season 1, but I kind of thought she would actually be kind of a more sympathetic character, someone that I could kind of get behind, and she's kind of not. She's a bit of a dick, to be honest.
Yeah, but I think so. The way it happens is you get her coming back into his life.
Yeah,
and she's convincing him to help her.
Yeah, at a
fight
point,
the Yakuza. She says the Yakuza.
Yeah, at a point, let's not forget, where Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, is actually happy. He's sort of dating Karen Page.
Yeah.
And when Matt Murdock's happy, I'm happy. And then Elektra comes in.
The show would be pretty shit if the whole show was just Matt Murdock being happy.
Well, would it?
Yeah.
I don't know. He was kind of happy and still dealing with the Punisher stuff, and that was kind of exciting.
Well, no, he was unhappy because everyone was getting annoyed that he was doing Punisher stuff.
Yeah, that's another criticism, but we'll get there. Carry on.
Alright. So yeah, Elektra's... I think she feels like you're not meant to be on her side when she comes in, because she's lying to Matt, and then she's killing people, and you find out that when they were together, she tried to get him to kill someone.
Yes.
And that's why she broke up with him and stuff, because he didn't do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like you then, as it goes on, it's Matt trying to convince her that his way's the right way.
Yeah.
Because you find out that she was raised by Styx, who is from the first series and returns in this series.
Which, can I also point out, that was my least favourite episode of Season 1.
Yeah, he's not great in Series 1, I don't think.
No.
But Series 2, I quite liked him in Series 2.
He was
not
better.
liked him, but he was better in Series 2.
It was more
But you find out
tolerable.
that she was also sort of brain... The way Matt looks at it is that he brainwashed them for a war that doesn't exist.
Yes.
We find out that it does exist.
Yep.
But so it's Matt trying to convince her that Styx isn't right.
Yeah.
And that the way to do it is his no killing, justice is the way sort of thing.
Yeah.
And by the end, she sort of sides with him, and I think you come to like her a little bit. I did anyway.
I still didn't. By the time she was died, I was just relieved. Now, this is the thing. So, the big, I think, theme of this season was Matt Murdock's whole not killing anyone. And the Punisher very forwardly confronts that.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally a speech where the Punisher says something like, you knock them down, they get back up. I shoot them, and they stay down.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked John Bernthal, the actor who plays the Punisher. You might recognise him as Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yep.
I think he handled Frank Castle really well.
Yeah, he's a really good Frank Castle.
Yes.
Have you seen the old Punisher movies?
I haven't.
He's better than them.
Okay, fair enough. I knew nothing about the Punisher, really, before
He
watching
punishes
this.
people.
I kind of gathered that. And I really liked kind of... I think we discussed this in the before when I was saying I wasn't sure if the Punisher's going to be kind of the big bad of the season, or... Because the vibe I was getting was more that they were like two sides of the same coin, where they kind of want the same outcome, but they go about it in different ways.
Yeah.
And I think one of the weaknesses of Season 2 of Daredevil is that it didn't really have a coherent big bad. It kind of jumped around a little bit. Like, it starts off where it's sort of the Punisher, and then it sort of moves into being this weird hand organisation thing. And I think...
Yeah.
I think when you compare to Season 1, we had a very definitive big bad in Fisk, who... Like, for me, Fisk made Season 1 so good.
Yeah, he's brilliant. I love him.
So I think that was one of the weaknesses of Season 2 of Daredevil, but it was a minor weakness. Like, it was still overall a good show, don't get me wrong. I do kind of... I'm getting very bored of Matt Murdock's not killing policy. I get why it's there. I'm just kind of... to me, it's stopped being interesting.
Yeah, but I find your attitude to these sort of things very confusing. And like, often your issues with things aren't issues that anyone else has, and that's why it won't change.
What do you mean?
Well, you're like, I'm bored of him not killing people.
Yeah,
that's not a thing to be bored of. It's not like literally no one is going, that's the issue.
Yeah, I did like as well. I liked that he actually says to Frank Castle, "My way isn't working. I think we have to make an exception in this instance and put him down for good." And Frank Castle's like, "No, Red. If you do that, that's a line you can't come back from."
Yeah.
And I liked that, and I like that Daredevil is starting to rethink, because we are seeing...
No,
we are seeing...
No, he's not going to, though. That's not...
No, he's not. He's maybe not going to kill, but he's rethinking what he's doing, because he put all of his faith in the justice system.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's seeing that isn't working. So he is rethinking what he's doing. I'm not saying he's going to go around and start killing people.
Right.
But I think he's lost that faith in the justice system.
Yeah. Well, he's also useless at being in the justice system, as we learn this series.
Yeah. Now, okay, so let's start the first half with the Punisher. I wasn't really expecting them to actually arrest him at some point.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, and the whole courtroom stuff I found really interesting.
Yeah,
and
it was really good.
I think that's also what made me against Elektra. Every time Elektra came along and dragged Matt Murdock away from the courtroom stuff, it pissed me off.
No, but see, I was happy about that, because I like Foggy as a lawyer.
Yeah, Foggy is a great character and a great lawyer. But I also like it when Foggy and Matt are getting on.
Yeah.
Again, I like it when Matt
really
Murdock's happy. Yeah, exactly. The courtroom stuff was really good. Really riveting, I thought. It's like, courtroom stuff can be a bit dry.
Yeah, no, they did it the right way. They're like, there's not too much courtroom stuff.
Yeah. I think I would have been happy with a little bit more, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the hand comes in, and I don't know if you want to talk about that. I have such little to say, because it just interested me, like... so little. The only thing...
It's good in that it's like... I don't know. It's good that it's leading onto other stuff, I guess. Like, I don't know what. I'm not saying that in like a knowledgeable way.
No, but the end sets this up as more is coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it's getting... Like, it's revealing to Matt that he can be wrong about stuff, because he just assumes that all the mystical stuff is fake.
Yeah.
And then you find out that there's a guy who's come back from the dead.
Yeah. Which I thought would actually play into him kind of being more okay with killing people. Because surely it's okay to kill someone if they can come back from it.
No, Liam,
Is that not how that works?
That's why you could never be a superhero.
No, a villain, definitely, not a hero.
Yeah.
The one part of the hand thing that I did like was the weird zombie children that they were draining their blood from.
Yeah, they were creepy.
They were. I liked that element.
That scene in the hospital was really good.
Yeah, I didn't like that was never actually really explained.
Yeah, but I feel like the hand are part of Daredevil now, sort of thing, so maybe we'll get more about what's going on.
Yeah. And then there was a reveal that I think I kind of want to discuss, and I think it's like episode 7, where we see Fisk
Yay!
Now, throughout, I was like, are we just going to ignore Fisk for the whole season, or like, is it just going to be mentioned in passing? And then every episode, I would look at the kind of the cast list at the beginning during the opening titles, and I'd be looking for the actor's name.
Vincent
D'Onofrio or some shit like that.
Yeah, we're really good with names.
Yeah, Vincent. Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah, surely. I'm sure that's how you pronounce it.
Probably. And then like there's an episode where he just appears right at the end, and then boom, it's like featuring special guest appearance by him, and it's just sets up him having a bigger part in the next, I think, 2 episodes.
Yeah.
That for me was the highlight of this season. So So what he does is he basically, we see him in prison, and we kind of do a little bit of a flashback, and we see him sort of building up his rank in prison.
Yeah, you basically get an episode that tells you what Fisk has been doing.
Yeah, which was so good. And then we find out that he has orchestrated a meeting with Punisher, and he's going to kind of let Punisher out of prison, like help him escape. But then this kind of confused me a little bit. Like, to me, it wasn't too clear why he was doing all that.
What, Fisk?
Yeah.
Why wasn't it clear?
Well, like, why was he letting Punisher back out, sort of thing?
Because that was the deal.
Yeah.
So
achieve what?
So what Fisk says
Yeah.
is that he wants someone dead. The guy he wants dead runs the prison, effectively.
Yeah.
So Fisk sets up the meeting with Punisher. He says, if you kill this guy who happened to be involved in the death of your children...
Yeah.
And your children and your wife, if you kill him, I'll let you go, because Punisher wants to be out.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
he's using it to say to Punisher, this is why you should do it.
Yeah, and then he tries to dick over Punisher, basically.
Yeah, because he doesn't want witnesses.
Yeah, and that does not work, so he kind of has to let him out.
We have a really awesome fight scene where Punisher, armed with only a shiv,
yes,
takes on all the prisoners in one cell block,
yep,
brutally murders them,
yep,
and then goes to fight some SWAT team guys who quickly just knock the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very violent show. This is not for kids.
It's not at all, and it's great.
Yeah, exactly. Again, this is Marvel being ballsy, and that's when Marvel are good, when they take risks like this show.
Well, no, I don't think this show's a risk. I think this show is an adult show. It's not that they're like
but I mean,
trying to take a risk.
Marvel making one of their properties for adults, I would say, is a risk, considering how well their movies are doing. And equally, like, I don't know about you, but I would love to see Daredevil pop up in a Marvel film. I think it could work.
I wouldn't mind it, but I don't think he will.
No, but I think it could
work.
He's
not. I don't think, because he's not closely tied to the Avengers, really.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we'll see.
I don't think he will. He's a TV star.
Yeah,
and if
I read somewhere that he was actually contracted to appear in one movie.
Oh, really?
As well as like however many seasons of the show.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I won't mind it.
Yeah. So yeah, Fisk lets Punisher out, and then we have a scene where Matt Murdock visits Fisk in prison.
Yes.
Which, oh my god,
that's good. A really good scene.
So good, and also like the start of Fisk kind of putting 2 and 2 together. Who Matt Murdock and Daredevil, kind of their connection, I would say.
Does he?
Well, at the end, he asks for Matt Murdock's files, and to me, like, he's looking into that, or he's looking into Matt Murdock, and I think he will. Make
that's not him putting it together. That's him threatening Matt and his friends.
I think he will make the connection.
I mean, I think he will eventually, but I don't know if that's what that was.
We'll see.
Because doesn't he say? Because he says, "I'm gonna hurt you," and
yeah. Well, Matt makes the very poor choice of threatening Vanessa.
I mean, that was a real mistake.
No, you don't do that.
I love that Fisk has just got all the guards on his side.
Yes.
Just beats the living shit out of Matt.
Yes.
And is like, my lawyer didn't see anything. The guards didn't see anything.
Yeah.
If you ever come here again or mention her, I'll kill you.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, that is when the show is at its best, I think, with Fisk and Matt Murdock.
Yeah. They've picked a really good Kingpin.
They really have. And I think in this season, we actually see him properly become Kingpin.
Well, they literally have a scene where the guy that he gets Punisher to kill says, "I'm the Kingpin of this prison."
Yeah.
And immediately you're like, we finally got to the bit where he's going to become the Kingpin.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. Yeah. I really liked Karen Page in this season.
Yep.
More towards the start than the end. And I think that's the thing. I really liked the start of the season, but as it went on, it got less gripping. As that focus shifted.
I was good all through it.
Yeah, I thought Cameron Page's transition from legal secretary, sort of helper to journalist was, I don't know, it was a bit too quick. It just didn't it didn't flow naturally.
I don't know
for
if it's
me.
too, because they set it up in the fact that because there's a scene when she's early on when she's like dating Matt.
Yeah.
And Matt says, "Would you go to law school?" And she's like, "I don't know if law is the right thing for me."
Yeah.
Because I think it's set up well enough because her whole thing is that
No,
throughout the series she's saying, "I just want the truth. I don't care about the law."
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense that she doesn't end up a journalist. I'm just saying it's like she loses her job helping Matt and Foggy, and then like 1 minute later is like, well, now I'm a journalist.
No, she only becomes a journalist right at the end. She only goes into those files because the guy who runs that paper says, if you give us rights to the story, I'll let you look through these files, which will help you find the truth.
Right. And
then he slowly takes her under his wing and is like, "Look, I can help you." And then there's a scene where he's like, "Have you considered?
Do you think
doing this?"
He fancies her? Because I could never quite get.
No, I think she's like a daughter to him.
Okay.
Is the way I sort of. At first, I was like, "Oh, he's got a crush."
Yeah.
But then I think it becomes much more a like no, because I can't remember what her issue with like. I can't remember what happened to her parents.
No, I think there's a backstory there that we.
No, there is, but there's. I think they say it in. I think it's in series 1 because she says to him, "You know what happened."
Okay, because I know there's a scene where there's something about a teenage being murdered, and she mentions her brother as well.
Oh, okay, maybe we don't know then.
Yeah, I'm wondering because there's a couple of hints that indicate that there's more to her than we're currently seeing. Especially like her view on like there's a discussion between her and Matt about the Punisher.
Yeah, it's when they first start falling out.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I think he should kill people.
Yep, and then there's also another scene where the Punisher actually says to her, "You know how to handle a gun."
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I definitely think there's something to her that we haven't yet discovered.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no, I think that journalist stuff was fine for me. It made sense.
Fair. For me, it was just a bit too sudden, but that's me.
That's because you move at a snail's pace.
Exactly. I'm old now, aren't I? What else? The fight scene at the end of episode 3, where it basically they go. It kind of felt like the directed episode went, "Hey, everyone really liked that hallway fight scene in season 1, so we're going to top it with the stairway fight scene and the Hounds of Hell gang."
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible, but it did feel a bit like one-upmanship as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because that hallway fight scene from the first series is brilliant.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, the acting's all good across the board, I'd say.
Charlie Cox is really good at acting like a blind guy.
Yeah, and also, like, the fact that we know Daredevil isn't exactly blind, when we then see him acting like a blind guy, especially in front of someone like Karen, it also just makes him like a massive dick, but in like a weirdly lovable way.
Yeah, it's the scene where they're playing pool.
Yes.
And Karen's like helping him line up shots, and then Karen walks away and Foggy comes over and he pots like 2 balls with one.
Yeah. And there's another scene where he's like outside of a police station and she walks out and I think she says his name and he's like, "Karen," and sort of like sort of stumbles towards her, and it's just like, mate, come on, tone it down a bit.
Yeah.
But it is good. Yeah, I don't know. There was a couple of things that I didn't think were explained brilliantly. Like, for example, the scene with Punisher on a boat, and like a load of cars pull up on the dock, and a load of men get out, and Punisher blows up the boat, and that explosion somehow kills all of the men on the dock, somehow, but also it isn't devastating enough to really hurt the Punisher at all.
Well, he can't be killed, Liam, because he's the Punisher.
Right. The other thing that I wasn't too clear on, I don't know if I just missed something, but you know there was the army guy, like his captain who had one arm?
Yeah.
All that stuff in the cabin, and like him putting a gun against Karen and all that. Did I miss something? Or what was going on there?
Or you didn't put it together. It's when Punisher goes to the construction yard place, and he causes a load of deaths that aren't. I can't remember how they die. I don't think he kills them, does he? But a load of people die for some reason. Oh, I'm trying to remember. I know he causes. There's a load of deaths that happen, and the Punisher's getting blamed for them. So,
and it's someone else that I don't think we ever see who it is that's doing it, right?
Yes, that's right. It's during the whole like someone's killing people.
Yeah, because someone's targeting Karen, and the Punisher protects her.
Yes.
Do we ever see who's doing that?
Yeah, no, I can't remember. Did we? Yeah, did we find out who that was?
I don't think so.
No. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. But it's basically someone in that he says that the best soldier, one of the best soldiers he ever knew, came back.
Yeah.
Came to see him and saluted him and said, "What should I do, Captain?" sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that guy then got a job at the construction yard. So the implication is that he thinks that Frank Castles has snapped and killed his own men.
Right.
So after then defending him in court, he also thinks she's on his side because she's trying to like get nice stuff about him.
Yeah.
So then I think the captain just sort of snaps and is like, "This guy that I thought was a hero that I've defended in court is actually a psychopath."
Okay, I didn't put that together. So when that all was happening, and like it just confused me.
Yeah, fair enough. Understandably, if you hadn't caught that a little bit. Then
Yeah, I'm very okay. Another thing that I'm not a big fan of with the Daredevil stuff is when they kind of try and rope in movie stuff. I almost wish that the Netflix Marvel franchise existed separately to the cinematic universe.
What stuff did they try and rope in?
It's all this fucking shit when they refer to the incident.
Right.
Like it's basically that. There's a couple of references to the incident, which is the New York attack that happens in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And to me, it just feels awkward. And there's in the journalist office, there's posters in the background of the Harlem Terror from Incredible Hulk.
Ah, okay.
And it's stuff like that where it's like I get it. It takes me out of it a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. To me, I wish this existed separately to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because those references just feel really awkwardly shoehorned in. And like, in the first season...
I don't think they are, because it doesn't... Because they're not big things. It's not like everyone's going, the incident, every 3
Yeah, but like
seconds.
in the first season as well, they make a couple of references to like Iron Man and Hulk and stuff. And it's just... I know, it's a bit awkward.
Sense. No, but I like it, because it's setting up... like it sets you up for the fact that these 3 heroes, like Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Matt Murdock...
Iron Fist is coming as well, I think.
Iron Fist as well, yeah. So it sets up that whole thing. Like, the Defenders doesn't... that. I'm sure it won't make sense if it's not in the same universe, because the whole thing is that they're like the local Avengers sort of thing. Like, they look after their place.
So what I think works better is when the seasons interconnect. Like, there's references to
I'm
Jessica
not
Jones.
saying that doesn't work.
Yeah, like
I'm just
Rosario
saying, like,
Dawson
it also needs the cinema, the films.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson is a really good sort of anchor point for all these shows to circle around. She plays Night Nurse.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
because I know what you like with names.
Yeah.
And she's the one that sort of references Jessica Jones, which I thought was kind of neat. And
Yep.
Foggy meeting Hogarth from Jessica Jones was awesome. I really like that.
And going to work for that company.
Yeah. So that's when they're doing that sort of connecting stuff, I really like it. And that's kind of why I wish the shows existed separate to the movie stuff.
I think it's different. I don't think it's an issue as big as you're making it, because it's not like the stuff that references to the film. It's not that sort of thing. It's not like we're getting film characters stroll through the background and be like,
no, but
oh my god, look, it's Ant-Man.
But to me, it's just
little
distracting.
tiny things that tie it together. It's not. It shouldn't take you out, because you shouldn't care enough.
It's
literally just them saying the incident.
Yeah, it feels too awkwardly put in.
No, it's not though, because it's such a small thing. It can't be an awkward shoehorn if it's a tiny reference.
For me,
yeah, but that's because you're mental.
Yeah, probably.
You're like OCD with films and TV.
Yeah.
I'm sure every like speck of dust, except for apparently the guy that got killed by the Punisher or someone.
I like that the Punisher now exists in this universe as well.
Yeah.
I really hope we see more from him, but equally, I don't want him to just pop up when it's convenient. You know, like I don't want it to be like Daredevil's having a fight and he's really struggling, and then Punisher just snipes someone from a rooftop miles away and then disappears again.
Yeah, no, I'm sure if they do, it'll be he comes in and then he's in for an episode or something.
Yeah. Like I would be happy to have a Punisher season, to be honest.
I don't think he's as interesting by himself.
I don't know the comics well enough to know if there's anyone from the comics.
No,
that
but
could put him
I mean,
with.
even from the series standpoint, it's like if you look at it, him alone is not that interesting, because there's no like the thing that makes comic book. Like, I know you don't like they're not killing people, but the interesting thing is they have these dilemmas where they're like,
yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is I don't know if there's anyone.
Punisher can't have a realization that his method doesn't work. No, because his method is he kills people.
But I don't know if
and
there's a character from the Punisher comics that they could introduce in a Punisher season.
I'm not sure either.
So I mean, I think I would be happy to see a Punisher season, and I would have faith that they would do it well. But equally, I would like it if he popped up in the next Jessica Jones or something.
I think if they do him, I reckon it'll be in that Defenders series.
Yeah, and I really am very keen for them to get to that now.
Yeah.
I'm worried, to be honest, it's going to take us a good another couple of years before we get there.
Yeah, but that's fine. They haven't let us down yet. I'm willing to wait.
No. So what's coming next? Is it Luke Cage next or Jessica Jones season 2 next?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I feel like Luke Cage, but I'm not positive.
Okay, and I'm very interested to see where they take Night Nurse now that she's essentially left the hospital.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she'll become like a permanent like medical help to them or something.
Yeah, but she's still going to need money somehow.
Nah, you don't need money You don't need money. Matt Murdock closed down his business and still lives in a fucking brilliant apartment.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's classic TV, isn't it? You don't need money to live in the nice
It's
apartment.
like Friends. How can they afford those apartments in New York when they always spend their time in a coffee shop and not at work?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Maybe New York's just super cheap to live and
I don't.
people just lie to keep others out.
Judging by what I've heard.
Nah, it's just a lie to keep us out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I actually marginally preferred Season 2 to Season 1.
Yeah. I think I agree.
Like, Season 1 for me, the big thing was Fisk. Having him come back in Season 2 was fantastic, but I thought the Punisher and that like ideology and having Daredevil question himself was very interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, where they've ended it with him kind of revealing who he is to Karen, so excited to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, no, it is interesting. I've just done a little bit of research, Liam, and Luke Cage is September 30th of this year, and Jessica Jones Series 2 hasn't been like announced when. So I assume Luke Cage is next.
Anything coming up afterwards? I'm assuming we're getting a Season 3 of Daredevil. That's got to be a given, right?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. But then it might not happen before Defenders or whatever it's called.
I kind of hope it does, though, just because I need resolution on this whole Karen Page incident.
So they're saying Marvel's Iron Fist and then Defenders.
Okay, because I'm also kind of hoping that before we get to the Defenders, there's a little bit more crossing over happening in the shows, even if it's just for like an episode or so.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it would seem weird if the Defenders is just kind of none of these characters have met yet, and then I guess something's going to happen to get them all together. Like, that will probably be half the show. Like, these seasons...
Well, no, see, it's saying here that Marvel's Defenders is scheduled to be 4 to 8 episodes.
Oh, really?
So I think it would be something happens somewhere. In like, because you've got Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So one of them, because we've already had like they're referencing each other in these series we've seen.
Yeah.
And those references are slowly getting bigger and bigger. Like we've got the nurse going cross series sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean Luke Cage is obviously we've seen him in Jessica Jones.
Exactly. Yeah. So I reckon they'll be just in other like I can imagine Iron Fist meeting Daredevil.
Do you think that Jessica Jones will appear in Luke Cage?
Yeah, probably.
I hope so, because when he appeared in Jessica Jones, to me, and I think we disagree on this, but to me that felt like Marvel not having enough confidence that a female-led property could work, so they wanted to put Luke Cage in
entirely.
To back that up.
I think it's because he was an integral part to her story.
They could have done with that.
Because if they didn't have the confidence, they wouldn't have put him in halfway through a series.
He was there very early on.
Yeah, but not as a main character, and not until later on do you find out he's like he becomes major later on. And he is an integral part to her story because of all the, like, she's involved in his wife's death and stuff.
Yeah, like, they did incorporate him well.
I think you're wrong.
I read that as just them not having enough confidence in that property working.
I think you don't have enough confidence in women.
I have more than enough.
You're a misogynist.
A what?
No, is it misogynist?
Misogynist.
Is that how you pronounce it?
I don't know.
Well, don't correct me if you
I
don't.
love women too much to even know how to pronounce that word.
Yeah, I think it's misogynist.
Which is what I said.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I don't think I've got any other points I want to make, particularly.
Special effects were good.
Yeah.
Out of 5?
I think 4 out of 5.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Solid 4. And I'm really hoping next season we actually get more Kingpin.
Yeah. I think he'll come back if they do a third series.
They've got to. I'm sorry. They've got to.
Yeah.
I think both these seasons have been very well received critically.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would be shocked if they were like, fuck Daredevil, we're done. He tells Karen, and guess what? No one gives a shit. The end.
Exactly. No, that's a fair point, yeah.
Yeah. And that was Daredevil. What are we going to do next week, Jack?
Well, next week, listeners, we're going to be reading Preacher, Volume 1.
Oh, shit. Cut. We had some correspondence about Daredevil.
Yeah, good point.
We had a tweet from Tom Hogan at the Tomothy. Big shout out to him, by the way, as the guy that does our fan art that you'll see as our Twitter banners.
He always does us a nice little fan art.
But he hasn't done one for the last episode.
He did, didn't he?
Nah.
I thought you sent us one.
Not for the Liam's Not a Doctor one. He did it for the one before that, right, about the shower and stuff.
Did he? Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, no, Liam's not a doctor. We've had nothing about that. So, you know, we appreciate you, Tom, but equally,
But Liam's not happy.
Come on. I look forward when a new episode goes out. I look forward to seeing what fan art Tom's going to do, and when he makes me wait, I get angsty. But anyway, Tom said that him and Frankie, don't know who that is, are going to make
his
time.
girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Him and his girlfriend are going to make time to see Daredevil soon, and they're also going to venture out. Oh, he's going to venture out alone to see Batman vs Superman tonight. He'll get back to us. So, like, we appreciate the tweet, but it didn't really help.
Don't complain when someone does what you want.
No, thank you for
Tom,
tweeting us.
ignore Liam. He's a dick.
No, thank you for tweeting us, Tom. I look forward to finding out what you think about Batman vs Superman. I hope you're
And
on
Daredevil.
my side.
Let us know about Daredevil too.
I'm also curious about Daredevil.
Even if you guys getting back to us isn't on the show, it's always nice to hear from you anyway. And
yeah, and
we talk on the Twitter and
where we're at the moment with our fan interaction. If you interact, we will read it out. It's not like we're sifting through loads of tweets and emails and trying to pick out the best ones. We're literally begging you to interact.
You could tell us to fuck right off and we'd probably read it out.
I would. Kat Fyson also emailed us about Daredevil. Now,
What did Kat say?
you might remember her as being the special guest on our Valentine's Day episode.
Oh, okay.
She said, I have mixed feelings about Daredevil this season, and I preferred Season 1. However, Punisher's story was great, and surprise reappearance from a Season 1 favourite was amazing, but also well needed to break up the other ridiculous Elektra storyline that no one gives a shit about. If they had stuck with Punisher's story without chucking in another stupid story, it would have worked better. Also, Matt Murdock is a bit of a dick. However, top-notch last scene, which did make me excited for the next season.
I liked Elektra. I don't know why everyone hates her.
I don't think they did a good enough job to make her likeable.
Oh, actually, I know why you hate her. It's because you're a misogynist.
I'm not.
Well,
I
clearly
like
you are
Karen.
then.
I like Karen. So, honestly, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to those people that did get in touch.
I want to say a heartfelt thank you to all our listeners, because you guys listening to us, even if you don't correspond, the listens are the thing that, you know, move us up the iTunes chart.
Jack, we've got a Facebook page. I don't think our listeners know about it.
It's because Facebook is an outdated platform.
Yeah, I know, but
We have one. It's Nerd on Nerd. If
There
you
we
want to
go.
go on there, you can. We don't use it very much, but you could talk to us there, and we'll also talk back to you there too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another option for you to get in touch. Like, we can't make it any
You
easier
can also
for you.
call Liam on 07...
Well, I mean, let's not do that. I don't want to be dealing with you guys ringing up and whinging at me. Oh, I'm ringing you because you're whinging that I never get in touch. Whinge, whinge, whinge. Like,
Well, that would teach you a lesson, wouldn't it, if I gave out your number?
yeah, let's not do that. But yeah, basically, at the end of the day, right, if I didn't care...
I'm going to have to edit this down so much. You've complained at the listeners for like 10 minutes
No.
about how they don't
No, but
contact
no,
you.
listen
I'm
to
going to
this.
leave in you going, get in contact with us, I'm annoyed, and that'll be it.
At the end of the day, if I didn't care about what they had to say, I wouldn't want them to get in touch. So I only want them to get in touch because I care about what they say and think. Anyway, that's the end of my little thing about the listeners. Otherwise, you know...
Good job to everyone. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Nerd on Nerd. I've been Jack Kempster.
I've been Liam Underwood.
And if you want to get in contact with us, as Liam keeps insisting that you do, you can tweet us at nerdonnerd or email us at nerdonnerdpod@gmail.com. Also, you can rate us on iTunes, which I do ask every week. I haven't checked if you guys have done it. If you do, I promise I will read out the rating review.
Unless it was bad.
Unless it's bad. If you give us 5 stars, I'll read it. If you give us 4, I'll probably read it. 3, maybe I'll read it.
If 3 has constructive criticism.
If it's just 1 and you're like, these 2 dickheads don't know what they're talking about, I mean, I might read it because that'd be quite hilarious.
And also not true.
Well...
What I will say is, if we have 2 or more listeners interact with us next time about what we're doing next, which we haven't announced yet, I've just realised, I won't whinge. Actually, no, fuck it. 3 or more.
Next week, we're doing Preacher.
3 or more of you, if you get in touch, it doesn't have to be about Preacher. It can be about anything we've discussed. Or even if you just want to catch up with you. If you just want to let us know.
Ketchup?
Catch up.
You said ketchup.
If you want to catch up with you, if you want to let us know what you've been up to over the last couple of weeks, it'll do.
You sound so desperate. You're just desperate for someone to tweet you.
I just need human interaction. Alright? I need our fans to know, one, that they listen, and two, that they care.
I can't stop you. Bye. Bye.